Alright, let's sing this. We got this totally under control. Ah! It's sad to listen to this song now. I am not okay. In fact, I am literally shook. I still can't process what happened, and it's 11:15, and the episode aired at 7 a.m. where I live. I am legit both excited and nervous for season 3 now. Alright, enough messing around. I need to do this intro. What's up, guys? It's CC, and today I'm going to be reviewing and sharing my thoughts on the season 2 finale of Tangled series, or Rapunzel's Tangled Adventure, Destinies Collide. And oh my gosh! I was like so nervous when they played the intro. I was like, okay, stuff is gonna go down. I don't know what's gonna happen, but okay, I'm gonna do this. And then it played, and halfway through I was like, okay, I can relax. Like halfway through I was kind of relaxed during the commercial breaks. And then by the end I was all like worked up again, and yeah, I was pretty much home alone. Sorry, that's not what I meant. I was basically the only one downstairs. Everybody else in my house was upstairs. So everyone else was asleep, and I was the only one up, and I was just like, I can't talk to anybody because they're all asleep, so I was trying not to scream. But yeah, before I get into this video, I did get 2 comments last week about some questions. Now, somebody asked where I got my Cassandra doll, and to answer your question, I actually got it in 2017. Yeah, it was 2017. We were still in season 1. But, Disney Store released the merch, and this is the first thing I actually ever got of the series. And as much as, if you've seen the episode, if you know what happens, well, Cass is still my favorite character. That's what I'm trying to say. Even though we just witnessed what happened to Cass, Cassandra is still my favorite character, okay? In fact, I got all of my Tangled dolls from the Disney Store. All different ones, though. This was in one mall. This is the last one I got. This was for Christmas, and then Cass was the first one I bought my own money. And then Pascal, I think this was a birthday present. I don't remember. But yeah, the other question was how old am I? And personally, I don't feel comfortable sharing information because I don't know why the person asked. I'm just going to say that I'm a minor and I'm younger than 18. That's all I'm going to say, okay? That's just for security reasons, I'm sorry. But yeah, let's get on to the review. So basically, we start out this episode with another flashback to the Dark Kingdom. And basically, it's King Edmund saying that everybody who lived in the kingdom had to leave. And there was one point where he said everyone had to leave, and this maid went to go get this crying baby. Now, honestly, when I heard the crying baby, I'm like, okay, that's somebody from the gang. That I was positive that was Eugene. Like, from the small little hint we can see, I was like, that has to be Eugene. That's the only possible explanation I can give. But basically, we cut to present day, and the gang finally arrives at the Dark Kingdom, and again, the caravan gets destroyed because, yeah, it always has been destroyed. So, how many times did the caravan actually get destroyed? Like, what, 3 or 4 times? I don't know. But basically, like, we're finally here, and for some reason to me, Rapunzel seemed really chill for finally being at the Dark Kingdom. Like, I remember back in Freebird, she was all freaking out, like, I don't think I want to go, but I have to. And yet here she is, in front of the Dark Kingdom going, we can do this. So, again, that can kind of confuse me, but whatever. And again, Cass makes a nice callback to Freebird saying, you're not gonna face it alone, and I'm just like, they're dying on the couch. And we get this really cute song, which also is kind of sad when you think about it, because basically, in With You by My Side, which is the title of that song, they're talking about, we don't know what's gonna happen after this, so let's make the most of it. So basically talking about being possibly separated in the future, and I'm just like, no! But yeah, it was a really good song, though, too. Anyway, they get to, like, they get closer to the Dark Kingdom, so it's, like, right there. They just have to get across this ravine, I guess you could call it. I don't know. And there's, like, this kind of like a trolley, not really. I think there's, they call it a gondola. But basically, it's just hanging in the middle on a rope so they can get across. but the only way they can get to it was because they had to have somebody go over and then drive it over. So basically what Cass did is she got on top, she started doing a tightrope thing all the way to the gondola and actually got in. And to me, before that whole happened, Rapunzel was like, I don't know, maybe you shouldn't. And then Cass was like, please trust me. And the entire time I was just like, okay, come on, Rapunzel, don't make Cass be the one to betray you. No. So Cass gets the gang to the gondola, and they're like, not driving, well, technically driving, they're just like riding it over across the ravine. And then this guy in a freaking bear mask, which really reminded me of Brave, especially Mordu, that one bear, came out of nowhere and started attacking him. Seriously, what is it with people attacking the gang randomly when they're just trying to go faster or like just trying to continue on their journey? It's actually King Edmund in this bear mask for some reason because he thought that was a good idea. But basically, Adira comes over and saves the day while Lance and Cass are like trying to make the gondola go faster, and I'm just like, again, I don't know how else to describe it. I'm just like dying on the couch. It's like we got a classy moment, and then suddenly it ended, and then a deer popped in. I was like, come on, why would you do this? Basically, Jean goes, okay, Rapunzel, you go with the gang into the castle, I'll fight off this guy. And while Eugene thinks he's about to die, Edmund takes off the mask and goes, I am your father, and you are my son! And the entire time, I was just like, I wonder what the Dark Prince Eugene fans are, how they're acting to sick right now. Like when he goes, you are my son, I was like, of course this would happen. I was like, honestly, I was kind of expecting that. And Eugene's just like, no way, it's impossible. But then it turns out King Edmund is Eugene's father. And that means Eugene is a prince. Technically he is a Disney prince, but what I mean is like he's actually born royalty. And so we're like going back and forth between Adira going, come on, I'll show you guys in, and Rapunzel's like, no, give us answers. We've been going without answers long enough. Give us them now. And so, not Eugene, but King Edmund and Adira are basically telling the story back to back. So, it was weird. It was kind of interesting to get the entire thing, because I realized we pretty much know everything about the Dark Kingdom without realizing it. Like, they made this huge deal, like, you don't know about the Dark Kingdom, and it's like, as much as that's true, we know more than the characters do at this point. Basically, the gang gets up to the door, and they're like, yeah, we can come in. And Eugene's standing there in the doorway already, and he goes, I'm not letting you in. And the reason why is because Edmund explained that basically, if it's like, the Moonstone can destroy a lot. And the whole thing was, if Rapunzel touches the Moonstone, because she's the sun drop, she might die, we don't know. Now keep in mind, when Adira was telling the one half of the gang about that story, Cass was the one who said, so basically she could possibly die. Keep that in mind. So while Eugene is like learning about his past and Pascal's trying to go find Eugene, the rest of the gang is trying to find a way into the entire castle. And we finally get Eugene solo, and now we know more about his past than any other character besides, it's not Rapunzel. The only characters that we know nothing about their past whatsoever is Lance and Cassandra's, although we know a little more about Cassandra's than we do Lance's, because we know Cassandra is adopted. So Lance is the only character we don't know the most about, if that makes sense. What I'm trying to say is that we know the least about Lance. Anyway, the thing I noticed between both the season 1 and the season 2 finale is that there's a huge battle toward the end kind of thing. And there's always some character who has a solo, and it has, like, this flashback of, like, here's what happened the past season, or whatever, and I'm just, like, again, like, Gene's solo, even though I knew pretty much all the lyrics to it because they released the entire season 2 album, like, a few days before this, finale, I knew the lyrics to it, but it's just really sad to see, seeing, oh, look at all of this. All this stuff that was happening, and remember, like, it was very nostalgic. It's almost like, hey, remember when you thought this show was going to be all happy sunshine and rainbows and something and just take your mind off of the stress of real life? Well, you were wrong. This is going to be freaking Game of Thrones. Basically, they get to the little foyer and the gang is like, they had to like get through the castle by going into the sewers full of lava for some reason. I don't know why. I'm not going to question it because, let's be honest, if you watch the series, you'd probably understand why I wouldn't question it at this point. But yeah, the gang gets into the foyer, and Eugene and Edmund are already there. And there's this whole debate of Rapunzel should go in. No, she should not. Yes, she should, because she's the sun drop. And there's a whole battle. And all of a sudden, these ghosts come to prevent Rapunzel and the gang from going into the room where the moonstone is. And for some reason, these ghosts are able to pick up the characters, even though they're ghosts. And I'm pretty sure they're transparent, and you can, like, literally zoom past them and not do anything about them. But yeah, again, I'm not going to question it. By the way, call back to Eugene's solo. I saw Shazam, like, on Friday. It was really good, by the way. You should go see it. And I was just weird. I was picturing Shazam singing that song. Well, mostly I was picturing Billy Batson, who's the main kid. But yeah, it's not a spoiler, so that's why I'm not going to put a spoiler warning. Because the character in a trailer is not a spoiler. So, I'm just saying, yeah, it just reminded me of Asher Angel's character singing that. And I was thinking, what if he actually did sing that song? And I was just going on a tangent there. So anyway, basically we get a lot of Lance and Adira moments, and honestly, I was just like, why does this ship exist? It's like, if you personally ship that's totally fine. So for me, I just don't see anything romantic happening with those two. I just don't, honestly. To me, Adira seems too independent for that kind of stuff, and yeah. Anyway, Lance has the amazing idea to get the Shadow Blade, which is actually the name of Adira's sword. It kind of reminds me of the Damascus Blade from Alita, but basically, there was just these bunch of statues surrounding the foyer, and he basically just destroys one of the statues and makes that ghost die instantly, and they don't come back. So the more I think about it, King Edmund has been living alone in a haunted castle for the past almost 25 years. Okay! And once they defeat all the ghosts, Rapunzel's like, alright, let's do this. So they go into the room with the moonstone, and I'm just like, holy crap, we've actually made it. I'm like, there's gonna be a cliffhanger or something, I just know it. I was kind of on the edge of my seat, every time I talk about it now, I just start shaking. I'm like, oh gosh! I start getting nervous every time I just start talking about the ending of this episode, because, wow. Basically, Rapunzel's like, thank you, Cassandra, for being there. She hugs her. I guess, alright, it's time, Raps. And then she hugs Eugene, she's like, I love you. He's like, I love you too. And I'm just freaking out there. I'm like, what's gonna happen? Something's gonna happen. I don't know what it is. And just as Rapunzel's about to touch the moonstone, Cassandra grabs it, and then she's freaking I'm gonna fulfill my destiny. And everyone's I was going crazy. I'm freaking out at the time. See, basically Cassandra grabs the moonstone, and Rapunzel's like, Cassandra, what are you doing? And she goes, I'm fulfilling my destiny. And then she's literally, I'm guessing you could say she morphed into the moonstone, I guess you could say. I don't know, it sounds kind of wrong. It sounds like she became a rock, but that's not what I mean. She basically held on to the moonstone, and then, it became a part of her almost. She, clutched her chest almost, and did, this whole movement thing, and she's, rising in the air. Everything went crazy, and there was, lightning, I guess you could call it. Everything was going crazy. And this all happened at 59 minutes and 20 seconds into the entire episode. We only had 40 seconds left in the entire episode. And Cass says, oh, Rapunzel, I told you should be careful about who you trust. And then she's this blue hair, and her outfit looks amazing. But I'm just freaking out because that means that Cassandra's now the moon drop. And if they're threatening that if Rapunzel touched the moon drop, she could possibly die. Or the moonstone. Does that mean that if they touch each other, they can die now? If Cass is now the moon, and Rapunzel is the sun, and they said sun and moon goes to possible death, that means if they touch each other, someone could possibly die. And I'm freaking out there, and I'm trying to cry, and I'm having this headache, and I'm literally I can't speak. Because I actually I decided, I'm gonna record myself and go over this later to see how I reacted to this, and the entire time I couldn't understand a word I was saying. I was talking so fast, and I was all jittery and everything. It's weird, the more time has passed, the more I'm starting to accept the fact that she's now the moon. I'm starting to accept the fact that she's possibly evil. And honestly, the more I think about it, part of me thinks she touched the moonstone, making the moon for 2 reasons. One, probably out of selfishness because of her hand. That's most likely the possibility. But another thing I thought of is, what if it's because she doesn't want Rapunzel to die also? She's the one who realized, hey, Rapunzel could die if she touches it. Honestly, I think it's mostly because of her hand, but yeah. What were your guys' thoughts on this episode? And what was your favorite season? Season 1 or Season 2? Or what was your favorite episodes from Season 2? You can let me know in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the CC Squad. If you have any suggestions for future videos, let me know in the comments down below. I know I'm talking very fast, don't mind that. Yeah, my socials are in the description. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Mwah. Bye!